The coastline along the west coast is spectacular to watch, especially with the bright blue Pacific crashing along the beaches. But what's underneath still shows evidence of the Great Cascadia earthquake that happened more than 300 years ago on January 26, 1700.
It's not common that we know the intricacies or the details of earthquakes from centuries past the way we do about this one in particular.
Diego Melgar is an associate professor of earth sciences at the University of Oregon. He's been researching the 9.0 earthquake that struck on that night 324 years ago. So how do we know it even happened?
We know because of clues in the landscape that have been left behind by that earthquake, the very famous ghost forests that are up and down our coast, forests that subsided. The land dropped 6 feet during the earthquakes.
Those trees went into the ocean and were left behind.
That these forests were from Northern California to BC. So the only explanation for how these forests could all have died at the same time, we looked at tree rings and figured out when they died. The only logical explanation is a really big earthquake.
9 hours after the earthquake struck the coast, the waves of the tsunami started to reach Japan. That's where more of the detailed reports were first discovered.
Written accounts from Japan. That's how we know the day, January 26th. Written accounts from Japan of what we now call the orphan tsunami, a tsunami that killed people in Japan, that produced damages in Japan, but for which there was no shaking. There was no earthquake.
When the earthquake happened, it shook much of the Pacific Northwest for up to 2 minutes as a tsunami hit the coast with a maximum wave height of 65 feet. The Great Cascadia earthquake still ranks as the 5th strongest ever. The earthquake in Indonesia in 2004 and the Japan earthquake of 2011 were slightly stronger. But it's an event that's expected to be repeated.
It will happen again. It's an unavoidable truth of living in the Pacific Northwest. It's the price we pay for all this natural beauty around us.
But researchers say there are things that can be done to prepare.
We actually know how to fix this problem. We just have to invest in earthquake retrofits, in better building codes, in updating tsunami zoning, where we put our schools, our firehouses.
Taking steps now can better protect us and save us when our next big earthquake strikes. Joe Ranieri, KGW News.